What up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. Happy Friday. I hope y'all are enjoying your weekend so far. As you come into the building, make sure you guys are hitting the like button, thumbs up the stream, you guys. Make sure you are hitting that thumbs up button to like the live stream. What's going on, everybody? I hope y'all are doing well. As you come in, make sure you hit the like button. Shout out to everybody in the building and everybody watching. What's going on, Gino Vasquez, Alex? I am Alex. What's going on, Alex? How are you? Kevin from Brooklyn. What's up, Kevin? Young Riaz, aka Drip King. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for being here. Lorenzo in the building. What's going on, Lorenzo Redmond? Shout out to Fort Dimension. What's going on? Good afternoon to you. Danny Omega. What's going on? I don't know how to pronounce your name. Mau Huru. Hello, what's going on? How are you? Thank y'all so much for being here. Shout out to everybody watching, everybody in the chat. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. So we're gonna jump right into this live stream, you guys. I am streaming from Twitch and also my second channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed to my secondary channel. That definitely helps a sister out, okay? And also hit that like button as you guys come into the building, all right? So we gonna get into this. What's going on, Hustle the Great? How are you? So shout out to you guys, Successful MD in the building. What's going on, Successful MD? Thank you so much for being here. So we gonna jump right in. Y'all see the title, child. Even studs are done with modern women, plus downside to pretty privilege, which let me tell you something. This downside to pretty privilege thing is getting on my nerves. And I'm going to tell y'all why once we get to that point, because it's just ridiculous. A lot of people are just, I don't know, everybody thinks that they're gorgeous and pretty, and everybody thinks that they're a 10 until it's getting out of hand. So we got to address it once more again. And after this, I'm not addressing this pretty privilege nonsense. It's ridiculous to me. But let's go ahead and get into it, you guys. Hit the like button, y'all. Go ahead, hit the like button. Got 51 watching so far, only 29 likes. Hit the like button, please. It's free, y'all. Hit the like button. That helps the channel out, all right? All right, so we're going to jump right into this, to the topic at hand. Of course, I have a couple of clips I'm going to share with you guys. We're going to go through them, and then we're going to wrap this up. So let's go ahead and get into this first one, y'all, which I think is crazy, and it should be a testament to the nature of women and how women think. You know, I'm a woman. Listen, I've had some of these thoughts at some point, and I realized that it was crazy. And you got to realize, you know, your mistakes, and realize that you need to be accountable for your actions and the things you say and the things you do. And that seems to be a big problem with a lot of modern women these days. So that's why I talk about it, because I understand where they're coming from, and I understand that it's a lot of BS that's going on when it comes to how women think, okay? So that's why I talk about it. Paul Harrison, early, thank you so much for the super chat. Early on in the game, thank you for supporting the channel. Once again, I appreciate you. Says, what up, DeeDee? Your hair game is tight. Question. I've tried sending money to your Cash App, not having any luck. I don't know what's wrong with that. I have no idea what's wrong with that. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm sorry. You got is it the correct? Because it's I got the Cash App at the top of the thing. That's all I can say. I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know, what is it giving you, what is it saying? I have no idea. Paul. I have no idea. Just try it again and see if it goes through, and let me know what it says. But thank you so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you once again. Paul Harrison in the building. Thank you so much for supporting. So let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this first clip, which I thought was very interesting. Take a look, you guys.
I like girls, but I think I'm finna start dating men, and let me tell you why. So I've been out here dating, and I just find that I date a lot of these femmes, and it seems like they looking for a parent instead of a partner, bro. Like, and I love spoiling my women. I love paying for stuff. I love taking them on dates and getting them flowers and make sure they're good in every way, make sure they're safe, opening the door for them, all that. I love that stuff. But it seems like I can't get any spoiling in return. Nobody wants to play that role. I'm getting girls flowers, taking them on these crazy dates, and, you know, them real good, you know, at the end of the night, make sure they get home safe, getting them all of this and getting nothing in return. Like, I don't know if girls are fake gay, but they don't even want to, like, they don't even want to F back. Like, they don't even want to back. Like, am like, what? I be trying to ask girls, like, are you gay for real? Like, are you gay? Because you act like, you know what I'm saying? It even come down to the conversation. I be carrying the conversation, asking them questions, figuring out what they like and what they don't like. And they don't ask nothing back. Like, and I asked this one girl, like, why don't you ask nothing about me? And she said, I'm just trying to see for myself. What? Like, if I'm paying for everything, I'm doing all the transportation, I'm initiating everything, the least you could do is a little, or something, or bring me some flowers, walk to the gas station, give me a bag of chips. I'm not asking for a lot, but it seems like I am, because I can't get anything out these girls.
Sound familiar? Does it sound familiar? So, you know, I always say, look, a lot of these women, I'm not going to put this on all women. I'm not going to do that, because I know that this is not all women, but it's a lot of them, right? So the ones who think like this, who move like this is the same thing that men, sort of the same thing, a lot of men are complaining about. There's no reciprocation. It's only what you can do for me, only, you know, what you are willing to put into the relationship. What do you bring to the table as a man? But for a lot of these women, they're entitled, they're selfish. They're not thinking about what they can do for you or what you guys can do for each other. It's all about what you can do for them, even in the stud community, child. Even the studs. So I always say, you know, a lot of these women are going to start coupling up. A lot of these women are going to start, you know, shacking up and getting together with put all the kids in one household to pay the bills to make it work. But child, listen, it seems like that is not going to work. Which I'm not surprised. I know how women are, and a bunch of women together is going to be chaos. Okay. Women talk about men like men are just so bad and they're this and they're that and they're the worst, but they don't even get along with each other. Hence the reason why I said before, and many times on this channel, I do not have a whole bunch of girlfriends, because they are catty, they're messy, and they don't really like each other. And if you are a woman who has, you know, you have your life together, and if you got a man, a husband, preferably, and y'all living good, these women, they secretly hate on that. They secretly hate that. That's why they like all of them to be single together and miserable together. But if you happen to be one of the girlfriends who got a man and your life is good and your husband is on point and you guys are working together, oh, they secretly hate that. They will try to tear that apart, you know? And so that's why I say you gotta have friends, girlfriends that you've known from childhood who are really loyal and like really good people, and y'all just mesh or whatever, to have that real good girlfriend that you can trust and that you can, you know, have in your life for real. Like, she's a part of your family. To me, I think those are the ones that stand the test of time. But these women who are so-called friends and all this kind of other stuff and this sisterhood and all this, hell no. I can't deal with it. And I don't have that kind of time. I don't have that kind of patience. And I just don't fool with it, because it's just a hot, stinking mess. So I am not surprised that even these studs are having a problem with these modern women, because these women don't get along. Low key, they do not. They hating on each other. They fight, you know, talking behind each other's back, all this conniving stuff that they do behind each other's backs. It's just too much. So I'm not surprised. And a lot of these women think that, because they used to say, well, you know, if you can't work it out with a man, just go for the other team. Go get you. They used to say that. Go get you a woman, because, you know, it's better over them. We know that it's not better. We know it's not better. We know statistics show that. You know, the ones who were getting married, they're divorcing left and right. It's a lot of DV going on over there. So we already know that is not better over there. But they try to convince themselves that it is. And now we're seeing, child, the studs don't even want you. The studs have the same problems that the men are having. So when you've exhausted all possibilities and you still haven't taken any accountability for your actions as women, what are y'all gonna do? Y'all just going, what y'all gonna do then? What y'all gonna do then? What's next? So, Successful MD, thank you for the super chat. Says a stud still has a muffin and out of her role. Right, right. But hell, first the grass was green over there. Go get you a girl, and let's do that. And they see that ain't working. So now what's next? Thank you once again for the super chat, Successful MD. So, child, let's continue.
And not everything is about this, but if you're not finna do this and make sure that I'm satisfied, then you have to pay for something. You're gonna have to pull up. You're gonna have to give me something, some blunts, some alcohol or something. And honestly, I ain't gonna lie, you rolling up every once in a while ain't even enough no more. It's not enough. Like, I need the full experience the same way that I'm giving you. And I just feel like with a man, like, he's automatically expected to do things, put stuff in motion, pay for stuff, all of that stuff. And I know if I had a boyfriend, I would reciprocate his energy and treat him really well, because I already have that in me as a masculine presented person. And honestly, I'm not even masculine. Like, I'm kind of STEM. I like to switch it up. Like, I like to be masc most of the time, but I will put on some lashes and a cute outfit and everything like that. So that part of me ain't feeling the not getting nothing in return. It just got me like overwhelmed, and as a giver, I need me a giver, and maybe I just haven't found her yet, but it's making me think like maybe I'm on the wrong side, because at least I know with a man I'm supposed to get some type of spoiling, because right now I'm not getting nothing, and it's making me want to switch. So anybody that's out there, let me know if I'm tripping.
Child, what do y'all think of that, child? So listen, the studs are having a problem with these women reciprocating, showing love back and doing things for them. The same way men are complaining about the one-sidedness of a lot of these women who are very selfish. I said it, and very entitled. I say it all the time. Selfish, entitled, just think the world owes you something, that think that men in general owe you something. And all these unrealistic expectations that they have for a man is just ridiculous. And you think that that's going to yield you a healthy, stable, long-lasting relationship? Child, please. No, it's not. No, it's going to yield you single, as it is already showing that we got a lot of bitter single mothers out here who having a hard time finding a man, because it's you. It's you, sis. It's you, your actions, your high expectations, your ratchetness, all the three baby daddies. It's y'all gotta come to grips with that and get it together. It's y'all for the most part. And I have to say, every man is not horrible, and it's not all. Yeah, there are some horrible deadbeat men, because people have bad understanding. And look, there are horrible people in every race, in every gender. We already know that. I shouldn't have to keep saying it, but you have to say it for the people in the back. Oh, you're just bashing women. No, there are horrible men out here, but I'm not. Listen, on this channel, I'm going to point out the horrible behavior of women, because I understand the nature of women, and that you don't have to do this, and you can do something better, because men, it's already expected. Too many people are already bashing all men, and I don't think it's fair. There are enough channels, there are enough women out here who bash men on a daily basis and call them out for their BS. Now, for the ones who are, out here just ratchet as men, yes, there are men out here who are horrible creatures, right? And they don't take care of their responsibilities in all of it. Yes, they have been held accountable and are still being held accountable. But what we're not going to do is make it seem like this is all black men and all black men are just bad and women are perfect. And that's where I come in, because I'm going to definitely point out the horrible nature of these particular women and explain to you why you're having a difficult time that you're having, and why your expectations are ridiculously high for who you are and what you bring to the table, and versus what you expect from these men. So I'm going to keep calling it out, because I think it has to change somewhere, and we can't keep putting all of the pressure and all of the blame on all men when a bunch of these women are clearly out of order and out here doing the wrong things. I'm not going to put a band-aid on it, because all it does is perpetuate the idea that women are perfect and men are all the problem, and these women just want men to cater to them. And why should he, when he's catering to a bunch of hot mess? So that's where I'm at with it, and I don't care what nobody say. That's my thoughts, that's my opinion, that's how I feel. You could take it or leave it, because a lot of these women are out of order, and I just gotta, just as much as there's a whole bunch of channels pointing out deadbeat men and how bad black men are. We got enough of that. So if we gotta point it back at them. Hold on. If these men are so bad, well, what about you? Because you're not perfect. So we can't just let women just skate off like that so easily and just continue to perpetuate this idea that women are just perfect because they have a vagina. They're so perfect. They do no wrong. That's bullshit. And I'm not for it. I am not here for it. I'm really not. I understand that there are horrible women, just like you want to point out the horrible men. All the men in the world aren't just horrible. All the black men are all bad. Just like I don't say all black women are bad, but we got to point out the ones that are. And you don't, and once again, you can make changes in your life. You don't have to stay there. But they've been coddled and they've been told that they're the best thing since sliced bread. 300-400 pounds doesn't matter. So they've developed this sense of entitlement that they are so great because they can get a job that, they're beyond correcting. They're beyond any correction whatsoever. And that's just ridiculous. Pharaoh, what's going on, Pharaoh? Thank you for the super chat. Says men should make I Don't Want No Studs song, child. Thank you for the super chat, Pharaoh. I appreciate you. Shout out to King Sigma for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you once again. Yeah, it's insanity, and I just think it's crazy when we have even men, because there are a group of men who like to say, oh, only broke men are the ones complaining about 50-50 or complaining about a woman contributing or being a part of the relationship and not just expecting a man to do everything. I think that doesn't help either, because I think even if you have money and if you're able to pay all the bills, it doesn't take a rich person to do that. Let's be clear on that. It doesn't take you to be rich to take care of your household and your family. You don't have to be rich. But what the problem is, you invite the toxicity from these types of women into your life. My thing is this: if you are a man who's able to, pay 100% of the bills and take care of your family or whatever, there's nothing wrong with that. But what type of woman are you inviting? Do you want a woman who's still combative? Do you still want a woman that's ratchet, a woman who's entitled and selfish and wants to do her own thing, and while you just sit there and pay all the bills and spoil her and take care of her, and she's just a combative hot mess? I don't think you would want that either. So that's what I'm speaking to. It doesn't matter if you pay the bills 100% or if y'all are going in together. It's the type of women that are out there, and this idea that these women are going to change their behavior just because you are paying all the bills, I don't think that's the truth in general. I think there may be some women who are just who they are, who are not combative, and they're just decent women that you can come across, and she's respectful, and she's grateful and appreciative to what you're doing, then that's that woman. But for the women who are entitled, they want to be outside all the time, they want to do their own thing, they don't want to listen to nothing you saying, but they want you to pay all the bills and just shut your mouth. That's a damn problem. And for any man who think that that's not, then you out of your goddamn mind. So I'm not talking about cooperative, good women who are appreciative of what you're doing and show reciprocation. We're talking about the combative hyenas, as Crim Secure would say, who are out here thinking that they're entitled to a man's money, and that's it. So that's what we're talking about. This is not all women, but it's the women that it applies to. So that's why I'm coming with that. Afro Nerd Radio, thank you for the super chat. Says D, your look is becoming more rare. I have seen so many women, not just black, where their look, piercings, tattoos, Caucasian hair, hats are non-starters. Just why? Brothers don't want this, or mannish lesbians. Exactly. Thank you so much for the super chat. I hope I'm saying your name right, Afro Nerd Radio. I appreciate you for the super chat and the commentary. Thank you so much. Once again, I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, it's a hot mess. And, I refuse to, that's just not me. You know what I mean? It's just, it's not me. That's not, I don't think that women are perfect. I don't think that women do no wrong. I've known this for years. Hell, I call myself out. I'm imperfect. We all are. It'll be insanity to just sit here and think that you are perfect. You don't make mistakes. That's foolishness. You know what I mean? And then the very ones who are so entitled, they really don't bring much to the table. The most entitled women with all these unrealistic expectations are the main ones who are not willing to bring anything to the table. They are offended by that question. I think that's just crazy. It really is. I just think that we're living in the twilight zone. I say it all the time. This is the twilight zone. We're in an alternate universe, and something has gone completely wrong. Just saying. It doesn't. It's just. It's BS. And a lot of these women are walking around, and other women are still trying to coddle this behavior. Make it, if you're a 3-time baby mama, it's okay. It's okay. We got to stick together and let's just think positive and manifest what we want. And you're not supposed to look at the behavior and your choices and acknowledge that and let these women know, hey, hold on. You can't change that. Now, if you got 3 kids by 3 different dudes, you can't change that, but you can certainly change your mentality. You can start thinking differently. You can't keep sitting down thinking that somebody owes you something because you made all these bad choices. It's like you want to be rewarded for making horrible choices, and you want to continuously make bad choices and continuously be rewarded without ever getting to the root of your issues and why you don't see this as a problem. And now a lot of these other women, married women and single women, they sit down here and they watch this behavior knowing that this is not something that you would subscribe to, but you can coddle these women because you don't want to get on their bad side. That's really what it is. You don't want to get on their bad side. You don't want to be on the bad side of these women because you want support from these women, but that does not help them. It doesn't help you. We all have to be accountable for our choices. We all have to come to some type of realization that, hey, if we're out here going the wrong way, we need to turn that around, especially if you want a better outcome in your life. That's all it really is. That's all it really is. If you're out here expecting so much from a man or anybody, and you're not willing to either to get yourself together, and I'm not talking about just getting a job and bragging about your degrees. That doesn't make you a better person. That makes you hopefully able to get a better job, but it doesn't fix your mentality. It doesn't fix how you think. It doesn't fix any of that. That's why a lot of these women who are educated are single. And they got to go to sperm banks and get sperm to get babies because nobody wants to deal with them. Nobody want to get a baby with you because you're entitled. You'll try to take him for everything that he has. First, you want a man who makes more money than you. So that means he has a lot to lose. So you want these men with all of this money, all these resources, so you can turn around and leave them when you don't get your way, and then take them for all, half of what they have, and then end up single again. So it goes to show you something is not right with the way they're thinking. This is not working. And you want to constantly put it on men and think that men have to keep doing all these changes and all jumping through these hoops for you when you don't want to do a goddamn thing for him whatsoever. I don't understand it, and I never will. Paul Harrison, once again, coming through with a generous super chat, says, DeeDee, you are exactly right. Too many women are bashing good men. Where do they get that from? I'm really not concerned, nor am I concerned about a stud. That's an abominable lifestyle according to scripture. I will remain single for now. #AI, LOL. I hear you. Thank you so much for the super chat, Paul. I appreciate you once again. Great point. I mean, it's just what it is, And I just feel like a lot of these women have run out of options, And unfortunately, because the women are the way they are, a lot of the good men out here who are looking for wives and want a family, they're having a hard time as well because they can't find suitable wives, women with who are wifely material to create their families with. All they have to choose from. There are a lot of men out here who are saying, hey, they're dating, and every time they meet a woman, she has kids. And they don't want a woman with kids. They want to create their own families. This is the outcome of this horrible behavior. And they've already put a Band-Aid on it and made it seem like it's no big deal. You can be a single mother. You can raise your child by yourself. You're already going into it with the wrong mentality, creating broken homes. And you don't see how this is negatively affecting you, how it's going to negatively affect you and your kids. That is not the way it was designed to be. And we can look over it and try to not focus on it and make these women seem like this is the best thing since sliced bread, but they are seeing the outcomes of it. And they can get mad and bitter all they want, but until you address it and start to change that mentality and take some type of accountability, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. To now they're conditioning themselves and trying to prepare themselves for singlehood. They're trying to prepare themselves by telling them, oh, I'm so happy by myself. And once again, I'm not saying that there aren't any single people out here who aren't happy, because I'm pretty sure there are some. But for the ones who are complaining, saying that they are not happy and they want a man, they didn't think that by the time they was 40, they would be single and just by themselves, lonely. You got to look at yourself. You got to take some accountability. There's no other way. There's no way to escape it. Thank you once again, Paul, for the super chat. I appreciate you. There's no way to escape it. You're going to have to do something, or you're just really going to be by yourself. And we're seeing more of that than anything else, you know? And I just, because we need community, we need families, in my opinion. And I just think that we have to do something to change this. If not, it's only going to look worse for our community, because other people, you know, non-Black people, they have their families. They're still creating families and communities for themselves. We are the only ones who are struggling with this and are still complaining about our own men and not really wanting to work with them, because our women think that they're better than the average man. And it's a problem. I don't care how you try to slice it, how you look at it, it's a problem for our communities. And then as much as these women put Black men down, they still have a problem, in my opinion, from what I've seen, with men going to other races of women and trying to get families and get wives and have children, have their own children. This is the outcome, whether they like it or not, of these women going out, having this good old fun, you know, just laying up with this one and that one in the name of, you know, being outside and being empowered, you know, to go out here and just be promiscuous. They made that seem like that was a badge of honor, that was a good thing to do. And then in the midst of all of that, you're making babies, illegitimate babies, by men who don't want to be with you, who are not responsible, and you are not responsible. And you're just going out here having aimless sex with different men and having your good time and, you know, getting to the D. And then you end up pregnant, and now you're a statistic, raising a child by yourself. And they don't do it once, they do it several times over. And then they're complaining that no man wants them. That they'll date a guy, as soon as he finds out that she has kids, he like, oh, hell to the no. Because he don't have kids. And he's been responsible. And he wants a wife and to create his own family as it should be. So it's like you cannot keep trying to penalize men for your poor actions and for your poor choices. Because you chose poorly doesn't mean that all men are choosing poorly. You chose poorly with a man who chose poorly, who didn't care about anything else, just like you didn't. And you both created a broken home. And all the other men, now your expectation, for the life of me, I don't understand how your expectations of men go up once you have chosen poorly. And just because you're tired of choosing like that, or you're tired of the bottom of the barrel, now you expect the most from a upstanding man. Because any man, in my opinion, who's working towards something and working hard to achieve something and has been responsible his whole life, doesn't have babies all over the place, and he's waiting to make babies with his family, to me, he has prioritized certain things that a lot of these women have not. They didn't think that's something that they should be doing. They didn't see a problem with it. Now they're seeing the after effects of it. But why is it that you don't see that making these babies early on, you was young and you was dumb, but now you're older and now your expectations are higher because you feel like you've learned so much more, and now you got a job, a stable job, and you're not messing with Pookie no more. So now you think that a man owes you more? I don't get that for the life of me. I never will. Instead of you realizing the errors of your ways and you looking at the situation and saying, you know what? I didn't know any better. You know, my mother didn't teach me better. I made some poor decisions, and now I got to suffer the consequences, but I've learned, and I'm going to therapy, or I'm, trying to get myself on track mentally and understand what's important. and understand that, hey, just because you chose Pookie and Ray Ray to lay up and make babies with, that's not a representation of all men, and that you yourself was not in the right space at the time, and you just didn't care. You was aimlessly out here just looking for, to have a good time, and not realizing that was going to mess your life up. But you're here, and you realize that, you messed up, but now you realize, what's important is family. You should have prioritized marriage before you had a baby and all of that. So now at least if you can focus on those things and focus on why you were in that place, you'll realize a lot of these young women were traumatized. They didn't have the right guidance. There's a lot of that going on. I can definitely see that. How they grew up in single parent households where some of the mothers weren't even there, were on drugs, all kinds of stuff. You'll when you get to the nitty gritty, you start to see why these people are behaving the way. Because my thing is this: it's easier for people to go out and just have sex, especially women. It's easy for women to just go out and just try to drown their sorrows and drown their hurt and pain in just sleeping with somebody, because that's a coping mechanism. That's all it is. It's a way to cope with your issues without really, really diving into them. You know what I mean? So you go out and you just have sex. It's not like people turn into drugs and alcohol. It's a coping mechanism. You turn to that because it sort of numbs you from the actual hurt and pain that you're dealing with. So it's almost like therapy for these people without them really knowing it. So there are a lot of women who are just doing that. And some have admitted that, they were reckless and they were doing it because they were hurting, and it was sort of a way to numb them. So people use sex, drugs, alcohol, you name it, to try to cope with the things that they're dealing with. But then at some point when you hit 35, 40, you without ever really addressing those issues for real, you just think that, oh, I'm older. I got a stable job. I went to school. I got a PhD or I got a master. Now you just think that somehow was your therapy and made you mentally stable. And now you can request the most from men, and because you think you're whole and you're healed, when that is not the case whatsoever. Your education doesn't make you whole and healed because you got a job and you can pay your rent. That doesn't make you whole and healed. And it doesn't make you, qualify for a man who's been working on himself much longer, a man who hasn't been as traumatized and not going out here just making babies in the name of, oh, I'm trying to, I'm trying to heal myself. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes into it. And a lot of these women are not addressing the root of the issues. They're not addressing the root of the issues. And so this is how it all plays out. It ends up playing out in relationships. So, and this is why I say it's no different whether you want to go to a woman, whether you want to go to another race of a man. It's not going to make any difference, honey. It's not going to make any difference. It's really not. It's not going to do any difference. These studs, they don't want to deal with your BS. Other races of men are not going to want to deal with your BS, because guess what? A different race of a man it makes no difference. It's, despite what they try to tell you, oh, go to this lady, oh, go to a white man, he's gonna do this, child, please. No, that ain't it. That ain't it. This idea of, deadbeat men or just black men are gonna leave you. They're not gonna take care of their kids, and they're not gonna do this, and they're not gonna do that. That's BS. There are white men and other men who don't take care of their kids, who don't do that as well. It's not all, the grass isn't greener on the other side always. You got to understand that, like I say, and you would think that this would be common sense, but common sense today in 2024 is not so common, y'all. It's really not. It's like the things that you would think would be common sense for a lot of these women, it's not. It's like it's foreign to them. And even though you're not getting those results, you still want to believe that is the case. Make it make sense. Nigel says, thank you. The tube is flooded with homeless men losing their retirement, falling for the punani with a big cape hanging out with a S on it. I give that a hard pass. My goal and dream is. Child, it's crazy. Blue Exodus, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. And how you been? Says, in my opinion, an issue in Black families is, and especially of older generations, don't speak on the traumas or the issues to teach the next generation on what not to do and why. Ignoring doesn't make it go away. Exactly. 100% the truth. Thank you for the super chat, Blue Exodus. I appreciate you, sir. Exactly the truth. And I think, enough is not, we don't talk about that. Everybody just, all we hear, and I said this last live, all we hear is getting to the bag, 6 figures, 6 feet tall. I need him to have a this amount of size of a PP and all of this. And once again, it's very low vibrational. The conversations and what these women talk about is very low vibrational. It's really like low value. That's all they care about. I'm like, y'all, what, you don't care about nothing else? That's all you care about? And it's getting more sadder by the day. It really is. The more I do these videos and these lives, I just shake my head sometimes, because it's like, when is the sense going to kick in? When are our women going to realize that this is not the way to go? And then you have these philosophical thinking women who think that they know what they're talking about, but all of them are single. Everybody has the key to what a relationship should look like and what men should be doing and what women should be doing. And if you look at the majority of these people who are saying this, a lot of them are single and don't have no prospects, and men are just not really taking them seriously. Why is that? Why is that? Thank you once again, Paul, for the generous super chat coming through. Again, says, had to hit my sister again. Question, DeeDee. I just sent $20 to your Cash App. Let me know if you received it. And also, would you prefer it if I send money to Cash App? I don't want them taking the bulk of your money. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate it, Paul. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate the support. Thank you. Yeah, I think I do see it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I do see it here. Thank you once again, Paul, for the generous super chat. I appreciate you for supporting the channel. Shout out to everybody for supporting the channel. I do see it here, Paul. Thank you so much. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate it. So, yeah, it's just, it's a hot mess. That's what it is. It's a hot mess, and I just think we can do better. And I really wish that, the information that I'm putting out, I'm hoping that it helps somebody. I'm not doing it to just be talking. I think we need to do something. We need to do something differently. We need to do something differently to better our circumstances and our situations, because what a lot of our women are doing now is just not working. We're in a culture of hookup culture, whole culture. We're in a culture of just anything goes. And everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people are promoting it and making it seem like it's okay and not looking at the bigger picture. Everything is just too loosely just praised and supported, all this whole culture, and shaking our asses all over the place, dressing like hoes and just out here. All this whole culture is horrible. And it's being perpetuated, and nobody is really speaking out against it. Everybody's just going along with it as if it's okay, and it's ruining our communities, and it's ruining women and relationships and all of this. I don't know what they want men to do. Just accept the whole culture, accept the fact that they dress like hoes and they just shaking all over, shaking and twerking everywhere, and just you want men who have worked on themselves and prioritized their lives, who are making good money and doing well, to take you on with that. I don't. Why do y'all want good men, or just men who are, been upstanding dudes, to just accept that? The Pookies and the Ray-Rays ain't even accepting it. They only using you for a good time. So why do y'all think that these men who got their stuff together are gonna just accept you like that? I don't understand. This has never been the case. This has never been the case. Irving Hunt, thank you for the super chat, says, wow, just got on, studs are done with women. I don't know where they're going, regular dudes are not going to want them either. If I understand the topic today, Urban, listen, Urban, you are exactly right. Thank you for the super chat. I mean, that's you. You're on point. No, but where are they gonna go? Like, I don't understand what the society, social media has definitely done a number on our women, black women in particular. And even though this is not just a black issue, somehow we when women go out here and they do it at the highest level in a negative way. You're at the forefront of this. It's not just black women, but black women seem to be at the forefront of it. All you hear on a daily basis. All of y'all watching this, y'all could go on social media and see a woman bashing a black man, talking about he needs to have this and what they expect, and you looking at them like, baby girl, why do you feel so entitled? I'm looking at you. Why do you think that a man should do all this for you? And then ask them what they're gonna do, child. They don't want to even fix you a goddamn bologna sandwich. Thank you once again, Irvin. I appreciate you. So it's a problem. It really is. C. Irvin says, you're helping a lot of my friends in Germany who watch your channel. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for that, C. Irvin. C. Irvin, that made me think of my son, child. It's a lot that be going over in this household. I just want to say, child, my son, speaking of Germany, my son just out the blue took a trip to Germany and wore me and his father out. I'm just saying. Went to Germany, child. First time ever. Took a trip, and I'm not mad at him, but he just went and out the blue, got a trip, went to Germany, child, and we just out the blue. So that made me think of that when you said Germany. But yeah, that's a whole nother topic. But yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy, y'all. It really is. It's just crazy. And I'm glad that somebody is listening. Somebody may take something out of it. Like I always say, you don't have to agree with everything that I say, but at least if you're out here and you have these unrealistic expectations for a man, you gotta reevaluate. I'm not saying you need to go with somebody who has nothing going on and ain't trying to do nothing. No, we don't want you to fool with Pookies and Ray Ray. See, that's the problem. They've already put themselves in Pookie and Ray Ray's territory, and you're giving babies to Pookie and Ray Ray's. But now that didn't work, which we're not surprised. But now you're looking for the stable men, the men who could find their birth certificates and stuff to now cater to you and do all of this when you didn't require Pookie to do that. That's a major problem. Now you want the most from the stable men, but you didn't expect anything from Pookie and Ray Ray. That you gave them the babies. You put your life at risk with a baby for a man who could care less about you. But now you want the stable men to come in and accept you as you are. When you only qualify for Pookies and Ray Rays, you want these men to just come in and pay 100% of the time, and now they got to accept you and your kids. That ain't adding up, boo. Y'all got to understand what's really happening. You got to really understand what's happening. Thank you for the super chat. Successful MD says it's evident that their minds and bodies are numb. I mean, it's a mess. Thank you. Thank you, Successful MD. Their minds and bodies are numb. Child. Oh my God. Earl says, son took a trip to Germany. You got grown kids. Yes, I do, Earl. I do. It's a wrap. Please hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I've got 164 watching, 120 likes. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, y'all. Fourth Dimension says, at D, if you do the dating show, you can give them this information directly. I would love to, Fourth Dimension, but I'm gonna test run it because I don't think a lot of them will come on the show. I hope they would, but we would have to see. Yeah, it's just a mess, y'all, and hopefully somebody will get it. The next generation of young women maybe, will get it and learn, because a lot of, maybe they don't have the right mentors or the right guidance. Maybe their mothers are not on this, not giving them the right information, but because we clearly see that where we're headed now, a lot of these women is not in the right direction. It's really not. It's not in the right direction whatsoever. Thank you, Ray H. I appreciate you. It's we already see that it's not good. So how much more how much more do they need to why do they continue going that route when you see that it's not yielding y'all the results that you think or feel or think you deserve? It's not happening. A lot of these women are complaining. You can do all the pop the balloon shows, all the Kendra G's, all the dating apps, all this stuff, and a lot of these women are still by themselves because you got to look at yourself, baby. You got to look internally. You just got to realize when it's something that's not working, and it's not always the men. You got to look at yourself and realize that what you're expecting and what you're asking for is unrealistic when you haven't put any time in, you haven't put any work in. You shouldn't think that a man should come off the rip, coming in, taking care of you and doing. That's not his responsibility, boo. And I don't know how many times I got to say it, but that is not a man's responsibility, honey. You got to put in some work. You got to get to know the person. You got to reciprocate some certain things. You can't come into the relationship with this entitlement, with these entitlements. These men are not falling for that because that is unrealistic. There's no way you should be coming into on the dating scene thinking that men's supposed to come in and take care of you 100%. That is not how that go. And he don't know. You got to understand, in dating, y'all are strangers. I don't know who bumped y'all heads and told y'all that this is what you proud of the sprinkle lady. Then told y'all that this is what you should be expecting. But remember, she's telling you how to just take advantage of a man. She never told you that that man is going to marry you, or she shouldn't be telling you. She's telling you how to manipulate a man. She's not telling you how to have a stable, loving, real relationship that'll lead to marriage. She's not telling you that. She's telling you to basically take advantage of men. And if you think that that is going to yield you a real loving relationship with a man, companionship that's going to last, you got to be out your damn mind. No, it's not. And even if you do get a few coins out of a dude, how long you think that that's going to last? That's why a lot of the relationships don't last. This is why you find yourself by yourself complaining, because men are not going to tolerate that. And I'm pretty sure there still might be some unsuspecting man somewhere who don't know the game, which I find that hard to believe. But there might be some who will do something like that. But once he realizes what you are up to, it's going to be over. And you're going to either leave him because you know you don't really want him. This is why a lot of these women leave marriages and leave relationships, because you know why? Deep down inside, they really didn't want that man in the first place. They were there for what he could provide to them. They were there for what he can do for them. And that was strictly it. They didn't care. You didn't want to build anything with him. You only wanted to take from him. And that was that. So a lot of these men find themselves in these relationships or marriages with these women who just stayed for a while, got the babies out of them, and then plotted to leave so they can get half of what he got for himself, and then they out the door. That's why you want men with all this money. You don't want a man you can build with, because you don't want to build. You don't want to put your resources with his. You don't want to do what I'm talking about. You don't want to do that. You don't want to put your resources together and you build together. You want him already built up so you can come in and just take. That's it. And that is not working. And when you can't manipulate these men, you can't use them and abuse them, and you out here by yourself, this is why you have a bunch of these hyenas out here crying and upset and bitter and mad, because they can't take advantage of these men. And you think that you want a man with money, not because you want, and tomorrow, want to build. You don't need to build with a man who's already established himself. What you building? You want to come in and take from him. That's it. That's just it. So, something's got to give. Something has got to give. It's not, and this is why these women are saying, oh, men don't approach us no more. Of course, the hell they shouldn't. Why should they? Come on, they're not stupid. That's what I'm saying. Women for so long have thought men were just dumb and they could take, because they've been taking advantage of them. Now, this is a new era, honey. These men are aware of the shenanigans and the tactics that a lot of these women are using, and they're not falling for it. So a lot of these women who would normally think that they could take advantage of a man, they can't do it now. For the most part, they can't do it. And so now they're bitter and mad. Why aren't these men don't worship the ground we walk on? Why should they, honey? Ain't nothing to worship. What they supposed to worship? You dressing like a 304 and busting it open, twerking all day? That's what they should worship? You being ran through and they shouldn't care about it? Oh, men shouldn't care about body count. Men should care about if she's a 304. Men shouldn't care about anything that she's done before him. That's all a setup for y'all to just be oblivious to the things that really matter to you. And a lot of these men are standing on business. A lot of these men are standing on business because they're not falling for it. You have priorities. You have a preference. You have goals. You have what you want. A woman, stick to what you want because they're sticking to what they want. And if they are not what you want, don't give into the foolishness unless that's something you really want. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat. Says no discipline and structure equals plenty of failure. Exactly. Exactly. Fourth Dimension said time will tell. It's telling right now. Thank you once again for the super chat, Successful MD. So yeah, they are woke. And I think, and women have exposed themselves. They didn't realize social media. They wanted social media for attention. You get on here for attention because women like attention. And so you get on here for attention. But at the same time, you expose your nature, expose your shenanigans. Videos of women talking about how to manipulate men and how to get them. I mean, y'all don't think the men are seeing this? I personally think it's just ridiculous. And I think it's sad that you actually have tutorials on how to manipulate a man. It's sad. It's AF. It's just sad, but it exists. But this ought to show these men, because I've heard men say they never, and I get it, they never thought anything negatively of women. They thought women were so innocent and pure, and they thought women, I get it, because, once again, young boys are taught, hey, this is what you're supposed to do for a lady. This is how you treat a lady. You're supposed to be a gentleman, open the door for her, give her flowers. You got to be a gentleman. Told you how to treat women, what you're supposed to do for a woman or a lady. Y'all were taught these things and everything catered towards a woman. But as women, even myself, we were never taught what we were supposed to do for a man. For this man that's supposed to be this gentleman and treat you like a lady and respect you and honor you and do all this. We were never told as women, for the most part, that what we were supposed to do for a man. Never, because it was always put out there that this is what men are supposed to win, but never really told us what we were supposed to do for a man, because we weren't supposed to do anything. He was supposed to do everything, and we supposed to sit back and enjoy all of it and continue to make demands on him and expect him to do the most, but we never were told what to do for them. I said this before. You might have had a few big mamas who said, girl, do this for your man, cater to your man. You better, this is how you keep that man. But for the most part, no. It was always what y'all were told, how you supposed to treat a woman. Don't hit a woman. You're supposed to respect a woman, protect a woman. If you see somebody doing something to her, you jump in there like Superman, the super saver. A hoe, even don't matter if she hit him, whatever. Oh, you jump on a man. Don't hit her. Even she could slap him, spit on him, whatever. And then if he respond, everybody go jump on the man, because regardless to what a woman does to a man, she's always right. No matter what she does, how she treats him, how she disrespects him, no matter what she does to a man is acceptable. Because no matter what a woman do to you, you're supposed to still hold your composure. As a man, you got to be strong. You got to take shit. You got to accept it all. You got to be Captain Save a Hoe. You got to just swallow your pride and do everything, no matter how bad somebody is treating you. You got to stand there and just hold it together and just, I can't do nothing. I can't say nothing. I can't smack the shit out of her back after she done did this. I can't do shit. As a man, y'all can't do nothing. You always got to be the bigger person. You always got to stand there simply because you're a man. As if you don't have feelings, as if you don't have anything going, as if you're a robot. Oh, somebody could just kick you when you down and you just stand there straight and don't move. You have no feelings. You have no emotions. You have nothing. You're not human. That is the worst thing that could have been told to men growing up, young boys growing up, that you can't do anything when it comes to a woman. That is a bunch of BS. That is not, no. And to this day, this is how women think. You got women, well, if a woman slap you in the head with a pot, You just supposed to walk the other way. Yeah, you supposed to be bleeding. Y'all don't feel no pain because you're stronger than a woman. Oh, you don't feel pain? That's what it's given. Because you're a man, you're stronger than a woman. So she can just hit you and slap you, throw shit at you, do all that, and you're not supposed to hurt. If she cuts you, you're not gonna bleed. Is that not gonna hurt? You might not scream like a girl, but I'm pretty sure if somebody cuts you, it's gonna hurt and you gonna bleed, right? So I don't understand this concept or this idea that men just supposed to take everything from women. Not that's some BS if I've ever heard it. It really is. So, and men are realizing this. Why men are sassy. They can't because they're not used to men saying that. Lady said she missed the days when men would just pay bills and shut up. How disrespectful that is on so many levels. But they could get away with it, and women don't say a word. They don't say nothing. They just go with it and accept it for what it is because they deep down they agree with it. Oh well, yeah, a man just supposed to take care of us. Shut the hell up. Don't say nothing. Don't have no feelings. Don't have no opinion. Don't nothing. We could just dog him out and expect him to keep paying the bills. Guys, child, y'all need to stop. But that's not working for you. I don't know how long y'all thought that was gonna work because these men don't want to have to go through this shit, and they shouldn't. Divine Photos, thank you for the super chat. Says society, also social media, has set such unrealistic expectations on what success is as far as men that should be making six figures in their early 20s. Facts. I say this too. Thank you once again for the super chat, Divine Photos. I appreciate you. Yeah, the expectations on men is always unrealistic. You know what I mean? You coming out the gate, you got to be making all this money when a lot of these women at your very same age don't make it. And they try to make you think that women are doing so well and they making all this money when a lot of them are not. Because they want you to feel bad that as a man, you're not making a certain amount of money. And they sit up here and lie, a lot of them, about what they really make, what they really do. Because they want you to feel like, oh, if a woman could do it, I could do it too. And let me just go ahead and get all this money so I could turn around and just give it to her. When in actuality, a lot of these women at 20 years old, they're not making that kind of money. That's why they're hard pressed for you to make it. So you can, and then that's why they want you to pay all the bills. Because they know they're having a hard struggling doing it themselves. So the pressure for men to be successful according to societal standards, it's unrealistic. When we're majority of people in this country, no matter what race you are, the majority of people in this country don't make $100,000 or more. The majority don't make that, and it takes two incomes to live in this day and age. You need two incomes. For the most part, and especially the way people are living. People are majority of, I would say a lot of people are living beyond their means. A lot of people are buying houses that they really can't afford, and they're struggling to pay these high mortgages. Rent is through the roof. Every food costs more. Everything is more expensive. So, people are living way beyond their means. If you look at what the majority of Americans make, and how much they're spending, you'll see that they're living above their means. And so it's costing a lot, and it's hard for one person to even do that, but there are a lot of people who are living below their means and doing just fine. But if you find a man who who makes good money, right? Who may say he's a plumber, he's making good money, but he has it's just him, and he has a studio apartment. A decent studio apartment somewhere, and he has minimal furniture, which a lot of men tend to have minimal furniture when they're by themselves. They have what they need. They're not trying to spend a whole lot of money on decorations. That's what we do. They're not trying to spend a whole lot of money on decorations. They're not trying to spend a whole lot of money on all these unnecessary, even though it's nice, and we women do that. It's not necessary, especially a single man by himself. So he's living comfortable on his couch. He don't need much. He can make his own meals. He's cooking for himself. He has exactly what he needs, but he makes really good money. So his bank account is looking good. He got a lot of money saved up, probably invested in something, but he's got money coming in, and he's spending the least on his shelter and probably don't have an expensive car, probably doesn't have any student loans, probably went to a trade school, and if he's a plumber, right, he didn't have all them student loans and stuff like that. So he is probably don't have a lot of debt, and he's stacking his paper because he's not spending excessively on things. He probably got the work shoes, work boots, you know what I'm saying? A pair of shoes that he wear, maybe a pair of sneakers that he wear for working out in the gym or whatever. Basic things. You go in his closet, he has the basic things that he need. He's living pretty basic, but he's got money stacked up in the bank. So a woman will look at that and say, he's broke. A lot of these women will look at him and say, girl, he living in a studio apartment, girl. He drive this old car. Oh my God, but he's a plumber, and he a plumber. Oh, that ain't for me. Stupid as hell. Just stupid. Just senseless and stupid, in my opinion. That man has his priorities together. Now, in my mind, I'm from the old school. First off, I'm not coming in looking at how much money you make. I'm looking at, he got a place to stay. He's frugal. He ain't trying to be outside. He goes to work. He comes home. He got a decent place. His place ain't nasty. It's put together. It's neat. He don't have a whole lot of stuff because men typically don't. And then to me, and he's got his head on straight, his priorities straight. If I was on the dating scene and met him, I would want to get to know him and find out, what's your goals and what you're trying to do? Or he want a wife, that would be a catch in my mind. He's not superficial. Then later on, when you find out, he's a plumber, and later on you find out, he makes this amount of money. See, that comes later. If you're not trying to be a gold digger, if you're not a gold digger, what he does and all that comes later on. That's not your first inclination to know. He got a job and you might know what he do, but you're not focused on how much he makes. Look, he's stable. He gets back and forth to work. He has a car. Who cares what kind of car it is? See, that's the old school in me and women like that. A lot of the women with that mentality from the old school way of thinking already married. That should tell the new generation of hyenas something, but that escaped them because that's too, that ain't it. That's some bullshit. But that's the problem. That's why y'all single. See, you need to take something from the old school or which y'all would call the old way of thinking. That nobody don't think. Yeah, because but that's probably why you're in the predicaments that you're in, because you're too superficial and you pass up good men looking at the superficial and not really focusing on the priorities of a man and what a man is actually doing. No, you're worried about getting to the D, and he got to be attractive, and he got to be 6 feet tall, and he got this. And then usually those are the broke ones. That's the pukas and rares that you are attracted to. And all he do is pop you up pregnant. What do you get out of that? He has no priorities. He ain't probably really checking for you. You just a good time. So how's that working? See, the old way of thinking are just women who are not superficial, who understand the importance of a man and not what's in his wallet, is why a lot of y'all are single and why those particular women are already married, and those women get wifed up quickly because that man understands her as much as she understands him. See, and that's really the issue. But they don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. Paul Harrison coming through once again with the super chat. I appreciate you, sir. Says, hey, DeeDee, I say this with love. I don't think you should start a dating podcast simply because there's too much truth in your mouth and it would offend these wolverines and hyenas, honey. That it would not be about dating. It would be about taking down DeeDee. Child, listen, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, Paul. I get it. That's why I was a little apprehensive, because a lot of women don't patronize this channel. I think there are more women who watch now. The numbers of the number of women watching, and it's rising. So I know that there are women who are hearing what I'm saying. There are some women who agree with what I'm saying and some don't. It's okay. But my message is still the same. You know what I'm saying? I'm not changing it. And I think it's important to, to tell young women, because there are women who listen. And I kind of agree with what you're saying, because I thought about it, because yeah, a lot of women, they wouldn't come. And I think, but then again, there might be some like-minded women who are really looking for are women who are of like mind, who are looking for decent men. So that's the thing I keep thinking about, or, thinking that maybe the women who, have good intentions and have good heads on their shoulders might pop out. They might pop out. You never know. That's the only thing that keep me thinking about it. But I get what you're saying, Paul. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, sir, for the super chat. I appreciate you once again. See, Urban agrees. He said Paul is right. People are not ready for the truth. Ignorance is bliss, y'all. Helping the small amount still makes a big difference. Right. Thank you. Thank you once again, Paul. I appreciate you. Yeah, but it's crazy, So hopefully, me talking about this, because this is my true thoughts. This is how I really feel. This is how I see it. I see through the BS. I see what's not working, and I know what can possibly work. But for it to work for women who are so superficial and think that, a man owes them something, I know that that's not going to get you what you're trying to get. And of course, thank you once again, Paul. I appreciate you, sir. Once again, there are women who say, there are some women who say, well, my expectations were high and I got me a man. Well, good for you. If you have that, I don't have a problem with it, child. I don't have a problem with, if you can get your outcome and you can get what you want, kudos to you. Send your testimony. Let me know. Because I would definitely shout you out. I have no problem with people who are getting the outcomes that they want. It's the women who are complaining about not getting their outcomes, but not being accountable for their actions and their lives, and constantly expecting men to just overlook that and want the most from these men. You see what I'm saying? So that's where I come from. And it's my opinion. My opinion could be wrong. Prove me wrong. Show me your outcomes. Show me that you can be with whoever you are and you get what you want. Then hell, I always say anything is possible. Anything is possible. But it's not likely. You know what I'm saying? It's not the majority of what's happening, but there might be some instances where it's happening. Let me know. And I will shout you out, honey. I have no issue with that. Divine Photo says, that's why men can't be fooled with women that use traveling as a requirement. What they don't tell you is how much credit card debt they accumulated. Oh, that's a fact. I mean, there are statistics out there on that. Oh yeah, women, we're the biggest consumers, biggest consumer debt, credit card debt, all of it for sure. A lot of these women are living their lives with. We've look. That's not a shocker. Thank you for the super chat, Divine Photos. I appreciate you. We know that that's the truth, but they want somebody to come in and take that over and pay for it all and wipe their debt clean and come in and be Captain Save-A-Ho. That's what they want, Thank you, T Sweets. I appreciate you. Yeah. Clarence says a woman will lie just to prove you wrong. Well, you could lie all you want, because guess what? The lie is only going to hurt you. If you lying, that's on you. I don't care if you lie. Go ahead and lie. That doesn't affect my life. It affects yours. So if you want, that's once again living in a delusional land. If you lie about your success or your accomplishments, whatever, honey, I'll take you at your word, even if you're lying. Because guess what? It does not affect my livelihood. I have what I want. And that's the thing, I understand what a relationship is supposed to be. It's ups and downs. I'm not delusional. I'm not going to ever get on here and say, oh, relationship's supposed to be perfect. That is BS. You know what I'm saying? I understand and been through it long enough to understand relationships have ups and downs, ebbs and flows, as my husband would say. You got to understand, you can't come into it thinking that you're the queen and that you're perfect and a man owes you all of this shit. That is the problem. And I really, it's not you settling for less. It's you being understanding of what a relationship is supposed to look like. And it's not that white picket fence that they told y'all. It's not these fairy tales that you see on TV. It's not in these novels and these poems, these things that y'all looking at, thinking that this is what a man is supposed to do. He's always supposed to rise to the occasion. He's always supposed to do all this shit for you, while you just sit back and continue to press him for more and more and more and more. This is why I don't subscribe to this idea that a man should always be striving to do more financially. I don't agree with that. I think that if a man has a career and he's stable and he's doing good, he has a level to where he wants to be, and he's financially stable and he has what he needs to take care of a family, then I don't see anything wrong with that. Because once again, I just don't subscribe to the idea of a man has to work himself till he die to just give you this superficial lifestyle. And I think that's the problem. A lot of people are looking for this social media, reality TV lifestyle of just traveling and just eating out and being outside and just going out and traveling and just doing something. It's confused these women and made them think that that's what their reality should look like. When in actuality, that is far from the norm. It's not saying that you can't have a good life and that you can't experience things, you cannot travel, but you shouldn't be looking to travel every weekend. Every weekend you're going somewhere. Every weekend you're jumping, hopping here. That's unrealistic. Even for people who have money, they still plan out business trips or vacations and things like that. They still got to work. It's just this, they've created this superficial idea of what a relationship should look like. People want all this fake stuff they've seen on these things, and that's just not realistic. Now, once again, I will say, if you have a lot of money and that's just your lifestyle and that's just what you do on a daily basis, you rich and you can afford to do all of that, and that's just what you do as a man, and you want to incorporate a woman into your lifestyle and bring her into that, hey, that's fine. That's not my business. That you can afford it. You know what you can afford. And if that happens to be what a woman is looking for and you can qualify for that type of man and he wants you and y'all make it do what it do, hey, I'm not mad at that either. But this idea and the expectations of women wanting average men to just constantly level up just so that he can provide for you this lifestyle that man with all that money can do is unrealistic to me. And I think they're looking for that in a man, but those men, they don't qualify for those men. See, if you can get a man like that, you can qualify for him and he wants you, girl, go ahead. Go ahead. If he wants you, you want him, and it works for you and it works for him, it works for me. I have no skin in the game. That's if you can get it. And if he wants you and he's going to propose to you, he's going to marry you, he's going to make you his priority and all of that, and you got it like that, hey, I ain't mad at it. I love to see it. But the problem is the majority of women are not getting that, because you know why? You do not qualify, boo. Because the type of woman that those men want, you don't qualify. And that's the hard pill for a lot of these women to swallow, because they thought that if they went to college and got their degrees, that they were going to automatically qualify for those men, and it's not happening. It's not happening. Class's perspective, thank you for the super chat, says these people have young thug and rich home Quan dreams. Hashtag the lifestyle. Child, I know who Young Thug is. I think the other guy, and those people have to keep working to maintain that. They ain't just sitting around twiddling their thumbs. They got to work hard to maintain that as well. Thank you for the super chat, Class's perspective. Cool, Joe Scott. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's like it's all unrealistic. It's all superficial. You want to, like this girl in this video clip I played a while back. She was like, "Oh, I want my first date." I don't know if y'all remember that clip. She said, "I want my first date to be on a yacht, child, on a yacht." She want $100 bills on all the roses, something like that. She was saying she want 100 roses with $100 bill on all the roses. That's something she's seen on social media. So she want a man with a lot of money to rent a yacht and give her $100 on 100 roses, take her, do all this stuff. She want a Birkin bag and all of this on a first date. That's her ideal first date. Tell me that's not Delulu. And then I'm looking at her. She wasn't an ugly young woman, but your expectations. Now, what do you think he wants in return? Are you willing to give him what he wanted in return? Because I don't think he would want marriage. He would just want to, screw you real bad. And that's it. That's it. That's all you get. I mean, what else do you want? You don't really get nothing. You really get nothing. And they're going to leave you still single, just being used. Because if he can afford to do all of that, he'll do it if he wants you bad enough. If he see you as somebody that he wants to just, screw, he'll screw you and then leave you back, put you back out there. He ain't taking you seriously. So it's just a lot. It's a lot. It really is. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, y'all. Hit the like button, hit the like button. Let's move on. I got another clip I want to share with y'all because this one here is another delusional situation as it relates to the downside of pretty privilege. I want to play this for you guys. Here we go. Make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all.
Understand where this creator is coming from. So this creator was talking about the downside of pretty privilege because guys like you for your face, but until they see your personality, they get like standoffish. This is the story of my life. Like, I'm pretty. I go places and people come up to me, and I'm not trying to be cocky, guys. I'm not trying to be cocky. But people come up to me and they always ask me for my number. They always say, oh my God, you're so beautiful. I've never seen a girl like you. Like, I want you and all that. I get it. And I'm not trying to complain because most people want that. But it's like, what else? What else? And then when they get to know me, they're like, oh no, this girl's weird. But they still want to try to talk to me. But it's like, I'm more than a pretty face, and I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired for always my looks is the first thing. Like, this is not for the weak. And I know people are like, oh, Tia, why are you crying? Like, why are you so emotional? Aren't you glad that you're beautiful? Yes, I'm glad. And some people are not that lucky. I get it. But it's like, I want to be more than my face. I want to be more than my body. I want to be more than that. I want to be loved for what's inside, not only the way I look like. And I understand this creator so much. It's not all rainbows and marshmallows when you are beautiful. It's what happens when I get old and I start to wrinkle. Only thing that's left is my personality. I don't know. I just wanted to say something about that because that really stung me.
She trolling, y'all. She gotta be. I've seen several clips of her. I've covered several clips of her. She's doing that. She's doing that. She's doing that on purpose. I hope she's doing it on purpose, because she knows people are gonna drag her. She knows it. Now, while I don't think that she's ugly, no, I don't think she's ugly. I really don't. She, there's certain things she could do to make, she could actually look a lot better than what she's putting out there. But I really honestly think she's trolling. She's doing that because she knows people are going to watch and talk about it. But I don't think the lady is ugly for real. But but I will say this, Successful MD, thank you for the super chat, says consuming trash on social media is your choice. Thank you, Successful MD, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Now, I think, while I think she is doing that on purpose to get a reaction, I think there are women out there, because she's referring to another post of a creator who posted something like that, and the women and the women. Here's the sisterhood for you. The women in that clip dragged that lady. They drug her. They were like, how are you talking about pretty privilege when you ain't even pretty? I don't know if I covered that or not. I probably did. But the sisterhood dragged, they drugged this lady, right? They dragged her for filth, saying that why are you speaking? This don't apply to you. But they'll drag dudes, who for saying the exact same thing. They'll cancel you if you say, "Oh my God, this don't apply to her. She don't even look good." Or if you start picking her apart, they'll drag men to hell for saying anything. But their sisterhood, baby, ain't what it's cracked up to be. They really came for that woman, the original lady, and told her, what you mean? You ain't even pretty. Like, why are you talking? So they do it, but they don't want men to do it. They want men to just say everybody's a 10 and everybody is beautiful and all of this kind of stuff now, but yeah, there are delusional women out there. And I think society has made them think that, society has definitely told all women they're a 10. All women are just beautiful. All women are just so great. And everybody is at the same level and all that, and that's not true. Trey 979, thank you for the super chat, says, oh hell nah. Thank you, Trey, for the super chat. Yeah, I just think people can be delusional, And I just think it just gives you a false sense of reality, just a false sense of reality, you know. And the thing about it is, um now I will say this because I think this pretty privileged thing is just is gotten out of hand. And I think women who do look good according to societal standards, sometimes they can come off negative in a negative way, or they could also be very self-indulging or self uh, entitled and spoiled and mean. And I don't like that either. I think that if you are an attractive woman and you look good, okay, cool. Because to me, I think there's more to a person than just what you look like. I think a lot of women who know they look good and they get all of the attention, they some of them are very mean. They're not nice. They come off very entitled. And a lot of those women, they do get some of the things that they want from some men in some cases, but I see that that's changing now because men are not falling for it. You know what I mean? Men are not looking at these women just because of how they look in a lot of cases. Some of them still do it, but a lot of men are waking up because they don't want to deal with the foolishness that comes with it. So I think the women who actually look good can come off very rude and entitled, and that's a turn off to anybody. And then the other women who may not look as good, but they feel like they do, and they believe that they do, are also entitled and self-absorbed, and they think that they're the best thing since sliced bread too. So when you looking at the women who could be nines, 8 9s, or 10, whatever, I don't really like doing that, but the ones who are, they're all in the same boat with the women who are not. And so they're all just meshed together thinking that they're all the best things since sliced bread. And a lot goes with that. It's not just, to me, in my opinion, how you look on the surface, but your mentality, how you act, whether you're a nice person or not. And when I say nice, I don't mean nice in a sense where you just let people just walk all over you. Not like that. But I mean nice, a person that is approachable. That if somebody approach you, you're not looking at them like, ew, ew. You know what I mean? Like, why you approach? I can't stand that. I can't stand that. I just think that that's rude. And I think, if somebody approach you, a man approach you and asks how you doing, well, how you doing? How you doing? What's your name? Nice to meet you. Whatever, whatever. If this person is trying to approach you in a way, that you're not interested in or whatever, there's a way to do it. You don't have to be rude. You could kindly say, I appreciate you approaching or whatever, but either I'm in a relationship or I'm not interested, but nice meeting you, and leave it at that. It doesn't have to be a, ew, he's a dusty. Why would he approach me like that? I hate that attitude. I hate that because I don't think that you have to be rude. But what makes it worse is the women who are not that attractive with that same attitude. Am I lying? If you on the ugly side and you still act ugly, like that makes it worse. That makes it even worse. You ain't even got room. That's how anybody would look at it, to be honest. They will look at you like, damn, you ain't even all that cute and you got this attitude. And so people will look at it like that, and like even more when you not that cute and you got a nasty attitude. Because they think like, well, you can't afford to have a nasty attitude and you ain't that cute. That's how they'll look at it, So I just think that it don't matter who you are, what you look like, you should, why wouldn't you just treat people the way you want to be treated? If you want to be treated with respect and in a certain manner, just treat people that way. Everything don't have to be an attitude and nasty. I don't understand that. But everybody is different. Everybody is not the same. Some people are just like that, and there's nothing you can do about it, but I think that's very unbecoming of anybody to act like that. Like, I don't understand when, I hear men talk about women, they approach a woman and she's looking at them with the stank eye and she's looking like, and rolling her eyes, and girl, why would he approach me and all this kind of shit. I don't like that. I don't have time for that. I just think that's unnecessary and uncalled for. And they don't realize that, that's a big turnoff. That's why men don't want to approach, and that's why men don't want to deal with them, because of these nasty attitudes and and how they look at men, even if somebody is not your preference, you don't have to act like that. You really don't. You don't have to act like that. Which brings me to another video clip I wanna play for you guys, because this woman basically is talking about this. But they really think they're so entitled and so perfect and so this and so that. They don't see themselves. But check this out.
That majority of the black women have attitudes in these folks' establishment. What the f is wrong with y'all? Y'all come to work every single day with a motherfucking attitude. Everybody else so nice, sweet, and jolly, but us, no. We got to have a motherfucking attitude. That's sad. And y'all messy as f. Like, why are we as black women are so fucking miserable? And we bring that to work. Even at the doctor's office. I mean, everywhere you go. I went to the doctor yesterday. And my nurse was a white lady. She was so nice and sweet. And when she took me to check out to this black lady, the black lady was like, well, you see, she over there, don't forget, she can check out too. She can ring out too. Like, why would you say that in front of me, a patient, and have an attitude like, I don't even want you to check me out now. What the f is your problem? If you didn't want to work, don't come to work. That's your job. It don't matter who don't have a customer. Like, come on, sisters, we need to get it together. We need to keep our attitudes and our misery in the car or at home. And when we clock in these folks' establishments, we need to have the utmost respect for patients, customers, or whatever. God damn it. Be professional. Leave that ghetto home. Y'all weird. I don't like y'all. I don't like y'all. From now on, white people, I love y'all. I don't like my sisters. Not all of them. But goddamn 99.999% of them.
Shout out to her. Hell, you know, and look, that's why I say, look, whether you trying to be in a relationship, just in general, a lot of these women need to do better and need to change their mentality overall. I mean, it's just what it is. I get what she's saying. You ever come across, you know, you see a sister and you like, oh, okay, like especially when you're in a surrounding, or you're in surroundings where it's not a lot of y'all, and then you see one pop up somewhere, and you're like, okay, a sister over there, you might want to go say hello or make eye contact or smile or whatever, and she looking like you know, she been sucking on sour pickles or something, you know, looking all like her face turned up, like, you know, she looking like she been sucking on sour pickles, like she just mad at the world, and then she got an attitude. It's like, you just turn around and be like, oh, hell with this, you know, I ain't got time. I ain't trying to talk to her. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a thing. It's a real thing, you know, and I just think that they mad at the world and they take it with them wherever they go. Wherever you go, you mad at it. You mad at yourself, mad at your situation, mad at your circumstances, mad at your life. But that's nobody else's problem. Nobody else ain't help you get there. So don't, you know, put that on everybody else. You got to deal with your issues and get to a happier place. But see, this also is how they come into relationships. Entitled, thinking somebody got to come in and fix your miserable life and turn that frown upside down. And no man is ever going to be able to do that. Because, you know, just because you got to work on yourself, your inner self. If you don't work on yourself, no matter what somebody else do, a man, no matter who it is, they're not going to be able to make you happy, boo. You miserable from within, deep within. And there's nothing a man is going to do to make you happy. When you find a woman like that, she's just going to be miserable until she get her shit together. And if she never gets it together, no amount of money, no amount of love bombing like they like to talk about, oh, he loved, no amount of showing her compassion and love, none of that's going to help her. You can't love somebody out of that deep, sunken, miserable place that they're inside. They're going to have to do that. There's no amount of love and work that you're going to be able to put into that person until they are ready to accept what's going on with them and make a change. You will wear yourself out trying to please a person like that. This is why I say some of these women are hard to please and you can never please them because nothing you do is ever going to work. So if you are dealing with a person like that, leave them alone. Let them figure out their own traumas because you can't spend enough money on them in the world. You can't give them the lifestyle they want to save their life to make them happier. You will just be wasting all your goddamn money. You just will be running yourself crazy. You just will be stressed the hell out trying to please women like that. There's no pleasing them. It might be a temporary fix. They might like it, but they're going to be back to their own miserable self because they're miserable in the inside, and nothing you can put on them on the outside, on the surface, is going to make them happy. You are responsible for your happiness. And once you get to the root of what's causing your bitterness and your pain and your anguish and your anger, until you get to that, there's nothing nobody's going to do to ever make you happy. You're still going to bring out that toxicity because that is a trauma response to what is really going on inside of you. So until you get to the root of the problem and fix it, there's nothing, no man, nobody, no pastor, no preacher, no spiritual guidance is going to do until you get to the root of your issues and work on yourself. So that's why I say, listen, you're going to be damned if you do, damned if you don't, because if these women are so mad, whatever is causing their problems, they got to work on that shit. You can't just sit down and think somebody coming and just spend money on you and that's going to fix it. That's not going to fix it. That's a temporary gratification. But as soon as that's over, you're back to your lonely, bitter self. So this is why when you find anybody, it could be a man or a woman, it could be anybody who's dealing with stuff and they're so mad and miserable and they just mad at everybody, lashing out on people, just causing scenes and doing stuff. These people are deeply hurt deep down inside. They need real therapy, real fixing, And so, yeah, they ain't no pleasing that type of person until you find peace within yourself, until you find out, get to the root of your own issues. That's a fact. Nothing a man or anybody else is going to do to help that. So, yeah. Successful self-sabotage is real. It is certainly real. And this is what happens in a lot of these cases, which a lot of these people won't admit it. You sabotage relationships. I see women do it all the time. Because even if with a good man, if you got a good man, you sabotage it because deep down inside, you don't believe that you deserve that man. You don't think that you deserve happiness. You don't think you deserve him because you know who you really are. A lot of these women know who they are. They know the trauma within them. They know how they act. They know what they do. And this is why when they have a man who comes in and willing to work with them or accept them, they really be shocked. Because they really don't feel they deserve it. In real deep down, we really going to get real. A lot of these women know they don't deserve a good man. They know their actions. They just don't want to accept them openly. When you go home to yourself and you realize the shit that you're doing or what you've done and what you've created, they know what's going on. They're not stupid. They're not that oblivious. You just want others to accept it. But even if you got a man to accept it, you're not going to be able to work with him. It's still going to be a problem because you know you don't deserve him. This is why they don't appreciate a man who's willing to just do all this shit for them just for nothing. A man who's doing all this stuff and don't require nothing. These types of women, they don't respect that man because they know deep down he should not be doing all this for them. And so because they know they got issues. They know they don't treat him right. They know that. But a lot of them are in desperate mode and they just need somebody to pay the damn bills. So now they don't care. But they know deep down he's a fool. They call him a fool behind his back because they know he's foolish for doing it. They know they don't deserve it. They know they don't deserve it. They feel they don't. But they're going to accept it as long as you're willing to give it, that they don't take you seriously. That's why I say no man in his right mind should be leading with his wallet. That's not the first thing you should be leading with these women because they're going to look at you as a joke. If you spend the money on them like they want you to, they know you're a fool for doing it. But they're going to try to bash you because they really need you to do it and try to make you feel small for not doing it. But they really want you to do it, but they know they really don't deserve it, if that makes sense. That's how back and forth women are. So I say it's confusing, but I get it because I know how women think. So it's just, you really, it's a big game with a lot of these women. Any woman who's really trying to get to know you and into you, she's never going to ask you to pay her rent, pay anything. Hell, you could meet a woman who actually is having financial trouble. But if she's really trying to she's not going to tell you about that. She's not going to tell you about her financial trouble. She's not going to come asking you for money because she knows that that's out of line. She's not going to do that. So red flags all over the place. I'm just saying. Check this out. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button.
Saying to you black men is Stop disrespecting us on these platforms and making us look small in front of the world. I don't like that. It's wrong.
Because, like, the men out here, first of all, they're low-key gay and they don't want to accept it. They're broke and expect their woman to bring in the money.
Black women do not need to do all of that. We're not about to have no hot meal cooked for you because you don't fucking deserve it. You don't even deserve a Lunchable. So
because white women treat black men like gold. Really? And in return for that, black men still create single mothers with these type of women as well. Same thing they do in their own community with black women. So I guess that's the result of treating a man like gold.
Black women, if you want to date outside of your race, you need to be disciplined. When they say we're going to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, you better be up at 5 o'clock getting ready. They are not going to deal with the lack of discipline, and what we make black men put up with, they are not going to go for that.
So shout out to this content creator for this particular these video clips. But you know, it's like this. So that woman was saying, oh, black men need to stop disrespecting women openly on these podcasts or social media or whatever. But then these videos, and there are lots of videos to show you how black women do not care about disrespecting black men in these same spaces. They don't give a damn. They don't care about disrespecting you. They don't care about what they say. They don't care if it looks bad to the world. They don't care about any of that. So, and honestly, it's a lot of the women who have talked the most and the most negatively about black men in these spaces than the men have. Women are the ones who are all over social media talking about their experiences with ninjas and making all these. Who do you think created all these terms for black men? Not men, women. Oh, they're bottom of the barrel, they're dusties. It's a woman who started calling men dusties and bottom of the barrel, and they're this and they ain't that. And black men will do this. They'll do everything negative to you. And so that's women who've created that and started putting it out there, and men are just defending themselves. They're responding to all of the junk that these women have put out there. They're just responding to all the negativity. And because the men who are not like that have to speak up for themselves and say, hold on, wait a minute, pump your brakes, ma'am. That's not all black men. I'm a productive black man who take care of my responsibility. This is what the men are saying. They have to come out and speak up and defend themselves, because they'll have this narrative that this is all black men. They all are just dusties and they're all bottom of the barrel, when there's so many productive men out here in marriages, in good relationships, and they don't have no reason to be on social media talking, because they're at home with their wives and taking care of their kids. But these particular women want to portray all black men in a negative light because they don't have one and because they've had negative experiences with men. That's not everybody. I can't sit here and say that I've had negative experiences with black men. Now, I've come across some men who tried it, but once again, we got a bunch of these educated women who the education goes out the window when they meet these type of men. You can't decipher that this man is just trying to play you. You can't decipher that, because you could avoid a lot of the situations that you're in by using your education and your brain and common sense to see, and time to see that this dude is just trying to play you. So y'all don't see that. Y'all just get played over and over and over. Somehow that education don't kick in, or common sense don't kick in, or something. And I'm not, look, and I'm not trying to be on a high horse or anything. I understand that there are some men out here who could pretend really well. I get it. But as women, you still have to be accountable for your actions as well. If you don't give in to what they're trying to do so quickly, then maybe you'll get a chance to see that he's running game and he's playing, and you can avoid that. But a lot of them don't do that because you really want love. You give in too quickly. You're easily manipulated. You don't see the red flags. Somehow you miss all of that, and you fall right into the traps of these types of men. And then you complain about them as opposed to the other men who are not trying to do that, because somehow you keep attracting the type of men who only want to use you and abuse you and take advantage of you. That's not everybody else's fault, but you got to still understand that that's not every man. Because if there are women out here who have husbands and productive relationships and successful relationships and good men who are not out here cheating and making babies all over the place, and that tells you that every man is not the same. just like every woman is not the same. Every woman is not a 304. Every woman is not out here for the streets and got high body counts. That's not every woman. So you got to understand that it goes both ways. There's good men out here. You just say you haven't come across one, or they're not attracted to you. Maybe that could be it. So yeah, that's how I would think that you should approach that. Mandy E, thank you for the super chat, says not every man or woman have correct street sense to navigate things. That's true. But if we have a bunch of women who are claiming to be so educated, use your brain, use your education. Don't be so desperate to just jump in. As soon as somebody tell you one good thing, you all in, and then you complain about the relationship failed and he just used you. Why are you jumping so quickly? Because see, this is the thing with women. Women tell you all the time. They tell you all the time what they want and what they look for. Because a lot of women are out here looking for the wrong things, you miss the red flags. You looking for a man that's 6 feet tall. You're looking for a man that's attractive. He's attractive to what you're attracted to. So you're looking for that first. So you find a guy who has those qualifications and you really like him based on his physicality, based on how he looked, based on those things first. So a lot of women just dive head first in, not looking at everything else. You dismiss the things that you should really be focused on because he looked good. How many times we've heard women say, and I've heard this in real life, women say, oh, thank you for the super chat, Manny. Yeah, I appreciate you. A lot of women, well, this is what the whole Pookie and Ray Ray is all about. He looked good to you. You jumped in bed with him. He pleased you real good. Because you attracted to him. So you all in. You jumped in deep. Because you are attracted to that. How many times? Well, I just saw this video of this woman, and I know this for a fact in real life. Women don't care if you worked at McDonald's. If you look good and you put it on her real good and she really like you, she don't give a damn where you work, if you got a job, if you don't. So they jump all in because you are attracted to him. You like him. So you don't care if he has all of the other qualities that would really be beneficial. You don't care about that. So basically, a lot of these women ignore the red flags because they like what he looked like. They're attracted to him. Attraction for women is way more important than what the man actually brings to the table. See, a lot of these women will not settle now because they feel like this is why they've given all their best to these types of guys who don't have jobs, aren't responsible, because they were attracted to him. He was tall. He was handsome to them. He screwed them real right, real good or whatever. And they go for that. This is why I say that shouldn't be the main things you are looking for. Then on the flip side, when that didn't work for him, you gave him babies, you gave him time, you bought stuff for him. You didn't have to ask him for reciprocation because you liked him. So now you want a guy who has his things together. You're not really, really attracted to him physically, but it's okay now because you need a man that's responsible. This is why they look for the wrong things and then complain about it when it don't work out. So while you may not be street savvy, they don't care to be. That's why this is the stuff they don't like to say. You don't care about none of this 6 figures and all this stuff when it comes to a guy that you are attracted to. We watched a woman clearly say, and I've seen and heard him say it in real life, I got to be attracted to him physically. If I'm not attracted to him physically, then he's invisible. And I'm not saying that attraction doesn't matter, but that's all they care about. So you keep attracting the same type of guys and then complaining that he's just ghosting you and he's just using you for sex because you allow it. You allow it because you like him. When a woman really likes you and really is attracted to you, she lets you, it don't matter. All that other stuff go out the window. I just watched a video where a lady confessed to that and said, women, they don't care if you work at McDonald's if they really like you. They don't. They'll be willing to compromise with you, but that man don't really want you. That's the thing. That lady said, why do I like the guys who don't like me? And we heard the baby crying in the back seat. So she got a baby for a guy she really liked, but he really don't like her. Because she attracted to him physically. The physical attraction got these women in a chokehold. So that outweighs his personality. That outweighs his stability. That outweighs him, the good guy who wants to be committed to a woman and raise a family and build something with you. The attraction level for these women it got them in a chokehold. They don't see anything else. All they care about is that physical attraction. Because you physically attract to him, he put it on you good, child. That's all that matters. So they will not settle for another attractive pookie, but so if you not a pookie and you make good money, that's why the expectations are super high. Because if I'm gonna be with you, you gotta pay all the bills, you gotta do all this, you gotta do the most. Because I don't really, what they saying is I probably won't really like you because you is a reminder of the guys in school, the corny guys, the smart guys who look like nerds, the nerdy guys who they were never attracted to. They were never going for those guys. Those guys were invisible to them. So the stable guy now who's grown, a lot of times he reminds you of that. You really never really wanted him physically. You wanted the bad boy who was, dressed with the sagging jeans and didn't give a shit about you. You ran to him while he was running to other women. So the nerdy guy, they didn't go. That's not what they weren't attracted to that. So now it's a reminder now, why you think women are making videos talking about, oh, well, get the corny guy. Oh, now in your 40s, get the corny guy. Get the corny guy because he's stable. He's going to give you a stable life because you need that now. Not that you really want it. You need it. Because the guys that you were attracted to didn't work out for you. You got babies by them. They don't take care of their babies. Those are the men that they're talking about. That's just what it is, y'all. And it might not be the case in every situation, but it's damn sure the case in a lot of them. That's what they're complaining about. That's why they won't settle. They want Pookie, who they are attracted to level up. That's what they mean, level up. The guys that they are really attracted to, that's who they want to level up and be stable so they can be with them. Why there aren't any good guys out here? Because not the guys that they want. All the good guys out here, they don't want them. They want Pookies to level up. They want the man with the 6 feet, who they are attracted to level up and take them seriously. Look at Pop the Balloon. Look at how they react to these guys. Oh, I don't like the pants he's wearing. You like the guy with a swag with the hanging pants. You want him they have this look in mind. They just can't find him with the money. And that's just real. They can't find him with the money. They can't find him with the money who's going to choose them. That's just what that is. Bottom line. So that's why they say they will not settle. It's not really the money. It's really the type of guy that they really like. David M says sexual attraction trumps physical attraction. The guys saw all the videos too. Real princess. Guys are actively being told to avoid single mothers. If they need a single mother, they need to focus on themselves, get fit, and go for the young single women. LOL, black women are the only women on the earth that are attracted to thugs. Pookies can't date outside of their race. Only the black nerds are winning with the white baddies. David M says, I don't like his Pumas. Right. Nigel says, ain't no smart, educated man will present themselves like a Pookie or a Ray Ray. Right. Speak your real princess. Thank you, Ray H. Shake my head won't happen. I don't like his. It's crazy, but it's a real thing. It's a real thing, y'all. It really is, And so this is and honestly, this isn't really new to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I've known this for a long time. Like I know the nature of a lot of these women. That's why I like to talk about it, because I think it's ridiculous. I don't agree with the sisterhood. I don't agree with the mentality. I think, if you didn't know something, we're living in a day and age of we have technology, we have resources. It's not like in the old days where you didn't have in the internet and all of that. You can learn things. You can read things. You can look up stuff. You can get educated. You can get knowledge. You don't have to just sit on purpose in the blind. You don't have to purposely be blinded by the truth. You don't have to do that. Information is out there. We're in the day and age of information and technology. You don't have to act like, you can't get access to information, because you can. There's a lot of people on social media talking about relationships. There are a lot of married people on social media who are telling you about, giving you their insight and their experiences, not for you to emulate it, but for you to at least get some insight on real couples who are making it and have been together for years and can tell you the ins and outs and give you a little tidbit of what, the basis of what you can expect or what you should be looking for in a relationship. Because like I said before, the majority of couples who've been together 15, 20, and 30 years all have certain things in common. I mean, and it is not rocket science. It's really not. So you either have to really want that, because a lot of people talk about what it is that they really what they want, but they don't really want to do the work that's necessary to get it and maintain it. That's just what it is. It's not rocket science. It's really not. But I think sometimes people make excuses for things to delay it, or because they're afraid, or either they just don't want to do any of the work. They want it to be easy. They want everything just to be handed to them. They don't want to have to go through nothing. They just want to have the easy, soft life. Oh, I just sit back. I don't have to do nothing. That's unrealistic, and that's never going to happen. And then when these women get in relationships, they end up leaving, and even some in marriages, they end up leaving because it gets to a point where they're just tired and it's too hard, and they don't want to go through anything. They think relationship is supposed to be easy all the time. They think, oh, if it ain't serving me, it ain't for me. Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's not about serving you. It's about you guys working together. It ain't about one person doing everything to make you happy, but y'all supposed to work on the relationship together. I don't know. I don't understand where, but once again, like I said, the modern idea of relationships and what men should be doing is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I think, and once again, look, it is what it is. And we see the outcomes. We see that it's not working. We see that these women are more delusional than ever. And they just sitting around just going in circles. They don't know what to do. So it's only going to yield you delusional and single for the rest of your days. And that's that. And if you okay with that, you like it, I love it, because that's your life. If you happy, if you happy with that, then I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. But if you're looking for something more, or you're looking for something better, then you got to change your mentality. You got to change what it is that you're doing to get a different outcome. You can't possibly think that you're going to continue the way that you're going and you're just going to miraculously get this better outcome. You're going to get, this great, just, oh my God, over and beyond lifestyle. You don't have to do anything, whether it be work on yourself, work on your weight, work on your attitude, work on your mentality, whether it be those things or more. You got to do some type of work, honey. And that goes for both men and women. It's just not just women, men too. But I think the women are a little bit more delusional. That's why I speak to the women, because women just don't feel like they have to do anything. See, men already know that they got to do certain things. Men are already aware that they have to have certain things if they want a family, if they want a wife. They understand, because they've always been told, once again, what they needed to provide for a woman, what they need to do for a woman, how you got to treat a woman, all this stuff. They've already been told that since little boys. But women are the ones that are more delusional, because once again, it goes back to what I said earlier. When we were never taught what we needed to do for a man. We were never taught how we should treat a man, what we should bring to the table. We've never been taught that. So we've been kind of coddled and spoiled. And a lot of these women are still living in that delusion, because that was the wrong information. And now that they're getting it, for some of them, it's just too late. And a lot of them don't know what to do with that information. They don't know whether they're coming or going. They don't know what because now they've been conditioned, because you got what I'm saying and what many others are saying. And you have the hyena society of women telling these women, girl, no, you don't need to do that. Girl, you should do this. You should do that. Girl, you don't got to do all that. Look at that woman say, why we got to fix something for them? Because they don't deserve it. Why should we be cooking and cleaning? You don't want to make them a sandwich. You don't want to do anything for a man, because you were never told that men should be, that you should reciprocate the same things that you expect from a man. You should be willing to give something back to him. That makes it even, that makes it cohesive, that makes it, you know, something that you can work on and build together. You can't build if only one person is putting in. That ain't building together if one person is giving everything and you give nothing. No, that sounds like a person who's a user. You're just trying to use a person. You're not trying to really put in and do anything. You're just trying to use them. That's what that looks like to me. So, baby, we got a lot of work. We got a lot of work to do. And I don't think it's just the men. I really do think that women need to work on themselves for sure. For sure. Don't know ifs, ands, or buts about it. And until they're willing to put in the work and meet these men halfway, child, just gonna be single. It just be a bunch of single women and their kids. That's it. And all the men gonna go eventually find other women and other races who, you know, they can have a family with, and you're gonna see this world is gonna look totally different. Because there will be no black community. Already, it's already it's dissipated now. You won't see a black community, you won't see two black people together with black children. You're going to see something totally different. And a lot of these women claim, oh, I don't need a man and I don't care about that. But you must care, because a lot of them are complaining about it. A lot of them are complaining about it. So hopefully, you know, something will change. You guys, I'm going to go ahead and open the panel up for a second. If anybody want to come up and give their 2 cents, I'm only keep it open for a little bit. If you want to give your 2 cents, definitely come on up and give it 2 cents. You don't have to be cammed up. Just you know, make sure you have an avatar on your picture, and you can still come up, because I know I kind of spooked some people with that, but that's all right. If you want to come up real quick, I'm not going to keep it up for too long. But if you want to come up and give your 2 cents, I'll stay here for a minute. If you want to give your 2 cents. All right. So I'm going to put the link. If you want to give your 2 cents very quickly, go ahead and do it. And then we're going to wrap this up. So I'm going to pin the link. Oh, no. I'm going to pin the link to the top of the chat. If I can. And if you want to come up and give your 2 cents, go ahead and hit the link. I'll let you up. Just have a picture on your avatar. And make sure you guys are hitting the like button. We got 235 likes. Okay, cool. Thank y'all so much for the likes. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for liking the live stream. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you for that. Hustler, Alex, what's going on?
What's good, DeeDee?
What's going on?
Long time no see. Well, Alex is here all the time. What's your thoughts, Hustler?
What's good, Mike? I'm not surprised, not one bit, because to go hand in hand with this, I've been hearing stories about these lesbian couples getting divorced, breaking up, or whatever, so it doesn't surprise me. They say it's bad enough we men can understand women, but women can't even understand each other, so why should I be surprised? And plus, you can't fight female nature. I don't care how much you talk about, oh, I'm gonna convert to the other side, go LGBTQ, whatever alphabet soup community, and go with women, because at some point your female nature is gonna overtake that, and you're gonna want the ped, you're gonna want the Sloan. Heck, I've heard stories of lesbian couples cheating on their spouses, their lesbian spouses, with other men.
Right. Oh,
yes, they do it with another man. I don't know. There's just something about, I don't know. You're a woman by nature. You want a man's energy, not just the penis, but you want his masculinity, his male energy, and you're not gonna get that from no woman pretending to be a man. You can get a damn strap on it. It ain't gonna help much. it just won't. It just won't. That's my take on it.
Right.
That's my take on it.
Yeah, I agree. Alex, what's your thoughts, Alex?
Peace, DeeDee. So much. My thoughts on it is, at the end of the day, like females with females is not gonna work. And that the first video that I seen it on another channel. Just like when females are dating another, they're not putting in the energy like they actually like another woman. Now, do some women marry others and they have a relationship, yes, but that doesn't mean it's gonna happen with all, because a lot of women who are so-called lesbians, they put it in that same energy of like what they want from a man and expecting that from a woman. And if some women ain't making 100K or 6 to 7K and all this money and everything, and you're not even gonna put in the energy for it, what are we talking about? We just wasting our time at the end of the day, because for a relationship to work, both people have to like not just say I like you, I love you, but actually show it. Because what I was always heard and knows that love is an action word. You can't just say I love you to somebody. Show it with your actions, like you about that. What are we talking about? But at the end of the day, most of these lesbians, they just doing it for show. I don't really believe them that they're really serious about what they're saying. But that's what I have to say. Go ahead.
You know, that's interesting too, because that's what the lady was saying in the video. And there's some other examples. I don't know if you guys heard of Big Booty Judy and what's her name, the Brat. They're breaking up. I don't know if y'all familiar with them, but they're allegedly, they're breaking up. And one is they want a divorce, and the other one is trying to take her child or whatever child. That couple, honestly, I didn't think it was real either, because it's allegedly saying that one of them cheated with, not the Brat, but the other one, Judy, cheated with a man. That's what they're saying allegedly. I don't know if it's true, but I wouldn't be surprised, you know. So it's not that great over there either, you know. So I don't know what they're gonna do. It's just a hot mess. Anything else y'all want to say before we wrap up?
No, my last thing I was gonna say is to piggyback off what you say. Yes, there are some women that do get in relationships and they will cheat on their partner with a man, get pregnant, and expect that woman in a relationship to take care of that child. So it's like, if you're already doing stuff like that, you're not real about being a lesbian. You just really want somebody, you want a sponsor, you just want somebody to take care of. But that's all I have to say. You have a blessed day, DeeDee. Hustler, I see you.
Take care. Hustler, any final words?
Alex. Yeah. Now, I heard about that, the Brat situation, maybe about a year and a half ago. Yeah, she got with another woman, and I guess she went to a sperm bank and had a baby or whatever the heck.
Right.
I stopped following the story sometime last summer, or I'm gonna say in the summer, beginning of fall. I stopped following the story, so I don't know entirely what happened, but I'm not surprised, because like I said, female nature. You can enjoy the company of a woman, but at some point you're gonna want to feel the power of a masculine man and his slung in between his legs. And like I said, a strap-on is not a good substitute. I'm sorry, it just ain't. It just ain't.
And, you know, I could say something about, like, I don't see how they do it, but that's their preference. I ain't getting into that. It ain't for me. But I'm just like, they get, like, these women putting these like, come on now, Lord. And why would you turn to a woman where she got to put a strap on as opposed to the real thing? I don't understand. So they want to deal with a man so bad. You go to a woman who's gonna put on a fake phallus and pretend. Yeah, it's just too much. But
it is. Unless you want, and I don't want to sound too graphic on your channel. Unless you want to do a threesome. I had a guy tell me that he did a threesome with this lesbian couple, 2 females, lesbian. And he did a threesome with them. I'm like, what the heck? Well, good for you, bro. Good for you. So maybe that would have worked. I don't know. Just bring a man into the mix.
Well, anything else, Hustler? Because I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here.
No, that's my final word. I got to go to work anyway. But good seeing you again.
Yeah, good seeing you up here. Definitely. I'm gonna start letting panels back up slowly. Not every live, but thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
Not a problem. I heard what happened to your other channel, but hey, I'm glad you're back.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Take
my
care.
Channel still kind of grows, so yeah. Take care.
All right. All right, y'all. I'm gonna leave it here, y'all. Next time, Michael and C. Irvin, I see you guys in the back, but I gotta get out of here. I'll be back really soon, and maybe you guys can check in during one of my next lives. But I appreciate y'all for being here. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody who supports the channel, like the stream, support via Cash App, Super Chat. I appreciate you all. Make sure you continue to watch the videos that are posted on the channel, y'all. And like those and leave a comment for me. That definitely helps out. Definitely help to get the views up on the videos that are posted on the channel. That definitely helps out. Like the video, all that good stuff. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. That is super, super important as well. Queen of Vibes, I'm going to send you something on Instagram really soon. I'm going to try to get this this live stream for the ladies up soon. Queen of Vibes, I'm going to reach out to you on Instagram a little later and let you know what's going on with that, because I want to get that going. So I just wanted to, I'm glad you're in here, but look out for that. But yeah, thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate the support, the love, all of that good stuff. You guys continue to support by liking and watching the videos that are already posted on the channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, y'all. Thank y'all once again for being here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe out here in the streets, y'all. Y'all take care. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the continued support, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah. Bye.